Hello, everyone. Okay, we're just going to do a really quick energy check-in for all the zodiac signs. It's not necessarily going to be a weekly reading because the weekly should be coming out in a few days, but just a really quick weekend reading, I guess, New Year's reading, whatever you want to call it. All right, we're just going to pick the zodiac signs at random. So the first one will be Capricorn. All right, let's see. My favorite Capricorns. Let's just pull a couple oracle cards. See what the overall energy is for you. And any messages and guidance you need to hear. Ooh. All right, so overall you have the Well card, which is about depth. It's also about wish fulfillment. But overall, it's like, you know, something that goes very deep, something that holds a lot of meaning. You also have this magnifying glass card and the fish card. This is very, very deep emotions that it's almost like you're tapping, it's like tapping into a different emotional side of yourself. This could very well be feelings that have not been expressed outwardly yet. Because you have the Park card and you have the Fish card. This is about public. This is about being out in the open. But before this can come, you know, be out in the open, the outside needs to be taken care of. This is just about, you know, trusting in your instincts, something that goes really deep. Again, it's similar to the Well card, and the magnifying glass is about exploring something deeper. You know, it's almost like there's a part of yourself that you don't necessarily show to other people. You might think that you are, you know, very open with your emotions. You might think that you're very expressive. You might even feel like when it comes to connecting with people that you're a pretty straightforward person. You know, you might have, you know, the understanding that people just have, you know, understand you. But there's a very deep part to you that I don't think that you really show other people. This is kind of being also in a very aloof energy without even realizing it. Like kind of being, I don't, if you've ever read if you have not read the Celestine Prophecies, it's such a good book to read. If you don't want to read the whole book, if you look into energy control dramas, how we obtain energy from other people, it really helps you kind of see the energy flow between people. But there's a control drama that we all do, and we don't even realize it a lot of times. Is become aloof. We close off a part of ourselves, not out of a desire to hide that aspect of ourselves, but we want people to try to get to, you know, to try to kind of pry and get that information. And we feel that when people aren't working hard to get that information, that people must not want to be in our lives bad enough. And that's not, you know, that's obviously not the right way to do it. That's, you know, that's a very insecure, that's an insecurity that you hold when you do it like that. You don't, you know, because in essence it's a fear of rejection. And so you feel that if people are fighting to get your attention, then that means that they want to be in your life. And so you shut yourself off. You know what I mean? This could be somebody that you're dealing with also. This might not be you, but there's just this very kind of deep part to either you or somebody that you're connecting with that it's wanting to come out. It wants to be expressed, but there's this kind of hesitancy when it comes to that. Instead of just kind of putting it out there on the forefront, it's like making people kind of fight for that attention or try to pry and get to know you a little bit better. And so if this is you, kind of take some time to ask yourself, why you have that kind of protective energy around you. If this is somebody that you are dealing with, if they kind of, really shut themselves off and make you kind of vie for their attention, continuing to be that person that is prodding and prying to get somebody's attention. It's a negative way to kind of feed that energy back and forth. Now, while you cannot go and be the same type of energy as this person, that doesn't benefit the connection at all. But the more you are open with who you are, that kind of will bring balance to the energy. I hope that made sense. All right. Yeah, let's see what else we have going on. I would definitely say this is more you than somebody you're dealing with. I do feel that you're very guarded. Yeah. Yeah, you have the Nine of Wands, you have the Emperor, and you have the Justice card. So this is somebody who is very guarded, who is very protective of their energy. With the Justice card, there is that desire to bring balance, but it's kind of like, again, it's really closing off. You could be dealing with a situation that you're wanting to bring balance to. You might feel very hurt by somebody. You might feel that you've been kind of taken advantage by another person. Did I say that right? Taken advantage of by another person. Anyway, you could just feel that you've been dealing with this battle with somebody over and over and over again. This battle could very well be dealing with somebody who has a very strong masculine energy. That doesn't mean that they are necessarily it's a man that you're dealing with, but it's just a very structured, very, very grounded, very tense, almost like a blocking type of energy. If you're in a relationship with another person, it's like you're both kind of standing your ground. One of you feels like you are standing, one of you is feeling more wounded than the other person is. The other person feels like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but the other person just feels very wounded. There is this desire to bring balance to the connection, but I think it's being done in the wrong way, if that makes any sense. If you are a feminine energy and you feel that the person that you're connecting with is too much in their ego, is too much in that very masculine energy, your first instinct is to kind of go toe to toe, like go into battle mode and step in front of them with an equal or stronger masculine energy, but that's not going to bring the balance. Now, being in a very weakened type of feminine energy obviously is not going to bring that balance either. But being able to be in the essence of feminine energy, that's how you can bring the shift to the energy. And so, that involves first you really taking this time to nurture yourself, obviously, because you always have to give yourself that energy. But there is something that you are Let's get a little bit more. Oddly enough, if this is a relationship with another person, like a romantic relationship, I think deep down you both have the desire to connect on an emotional level. But you're both kind of seeing the situation from a wounded place right now. And if this is not a romantic relationship, if this is somebody just in your life that you just feel like you're constantly butting heads with this person, it's just because it's at this point where it's just kind of become this, more of a battle of who's going to win. You have the Two of Pentacles, yeah. You both are really standing your ground. But the funny thing is neither one of you are feeling stable about anything. Six of Pentacles. It's I think you're finding this week that how do I explain it? It really is. It's this and if this is in regards to a relationship with another person, you are both doing the same exact thing. I just want to point out, you do have the Emperor and the Empress. This is a very strong soulmate couple. You have the Justice card. This could be just you trying to find this balance within yourself, because we have to have that balance in our own masculine and feminine energy. This could be just you working on yourself, kind of working through balancing the energies within yourself. But if this is a connection to another person, you both are doing the same exact thing. You both are kind of juggling with the same issue. You both want that authenticity in this connection. You want that openness in the connection. But for both of you within yourself, there's still this battle of what you show to other people and what you genuinely feel for yourself, and what you genuinely feel for the other person, even what you genuinely like. There's this real desire to present yourself as being a very strong person, as having everything together, as having things very planned out. The other person is the same exact way. They don't want to appear to not have things in control. And I think that you very much see that in this person. You look at this person and you feel like, okay, they're acting very strong, but this is kind of all an act. But in some sense, you are doing the same exact thing with this person. There is an aspect of yourself, there is a side to yourself that you do not show and express to this other person. You do not show and express this to other people unless people pry and prod to get that from you. And this person is doing the same thing. You're wanting to see that kind of vulnerability in this person. And you're feeling like they're putting on this mask. And you're trying to prod and get that from them. You know what I'm saying? But you do the same thing. And so it's about really kind of, if you are the feminine energy and you are dealing with a masculine energy, it's about you really embracing your divine feminine energy. And like I said, it can't be that overly emotional, that overly, because the feminine energy is also very sensual. You can't obviously go over the top with it. You can't go under with it either. It's about kind of finding that balance. And so the divine feminine energy is that of nurturing. It's that of creation. It's that of, really tapping into your emotions. It's really feeling things on a very spiritual level. That energy obviously has to go to you first. You have to feel nurtured and loved within yourself before you can give it to another person. But if you're holding back that nurturing side, that loving side from this person, ask yourself why. In the same, on the flip side, when you're giving nurturing and loving energy, kind of ask what your motive is. Do you know what I mean? If you're giving loving and nurturing energy to another person and then getting angry at them for not giving you the same energy in return, then you know what I mean? There has to be kind of that pure motive. And so I know this is kind of just it really is about finding that balance, being able to find that balance. Because I think the essence of this connection that you're dealing with is you both really haven't gotten to that place that I think that you would like to be in this connection with this person. You guys have been doing a lot more battling than really coming together. And because it's probably been something that has been going on for so long, you're just kind of both in this both kind of still in this battle type of energy, but at the same time, really struggling to try to figure out how to get this, where it's supposed to be. Again, I feel like you both have the same desire. There's just like, there's this desire to have this authenticity in this connection or in this situation. But you're both fighting to really tap into that authentic part of yourself, to the point where you're not trying to protect it. I hope that makes sense. Ten of Swords. That's about surrendering. Page of Swords. And the Four of Wands and the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups being the overall energy is just that uncertainty. Is seeing, there's so many different ways that this could go. You have so many different options to take. There's so much confusion. There's so much emotional uncertainty, because I do notice in this card, or in this spread, there are no cups in this except the 7 of Cups. So that means that these emotions, especially in this relationship, have just been just so kind of closed off. You're not even, neither of you are really able to look at this from an emotional perspective right now. And so as far as like the emotions, like you're both so guarded. You specifically are more guarded than I think that you realize. So there's just this complete uncertainty in what to do. I do want to say with this 10 of Swords and this Page of Swords, moving forward with this, because with this 4 of Wands, you do have this really beautiful connection with this person. You have built a really good, solid foundation with this. If you look at this card, there are no walls. There's a need to really kind of sit on the foundation that you have of this relationship, but take down all the walls and really start fresh with that. I'm proud of that analogy. I'm sorry. So the 10 of Swords, this is the need to all of that stuff that has been held onto, all of this communication from the past, all of the regrets in the communication, all of the, the fear of being backstabbed, all of that uncertain energy, all of that painful energy that needs to be let go of. There needs to be a fresh start. The Page of Swords is about being open with your communication, being open about communicating in different ways. This is like very immature communication. This is very lighthearted communication. This is also kind of, reading between the lines a little bit, being opening to listen a little bit more too. So, don't hold on to these preconceived notions of how this has been thus far. Does that make sense? Especially if this is a relationship that you've had with somebody for a very long time. When you hold on to all of that stuff from the past, you're bringing that energy into any future conversation that you have, any future interaction that you have. And I think that kind of creates more of that very, very guarded type of energy. So again, understand that you kind of have this really beautiful foundation with this person. This person is just as unsure as you are. They're trying just as hard to find that balance to get this together. So this is just about being open to new ways of communicating, be open to new ideas coming in, be more patient and understanding with the kind of lack of communication or the kind of confusion in the communication. And also, again, like take time to notice those parts of yourself that you feel like you're presenting, but that you really are holding back. If there is that part of yourself that doesn't show a certain side of yourself until people like really dive in to try to, really pick and prod to get to know you, like try to open up to that side of yourself a little bit more. And we will get one more. I always say I'm going to do a quick reading and it ends up being 20 or 30 minutes. All right, one more oracle card for you. Not that one. You have Meadow vulnerability. Exactly what this is saying. Again, look at, this is, again, very, very guarded energy. It's time to really kind of let those guards down and really let yourself be vulnerable. And I know we hate that. But it's what you got to do. All right. I love you guys. Have a good week. Bye-bye.